You can still be saved, but still hear the voices on an ongoing basis. See, the only voice you should hear is the voice of God, is the voice of the Holy Spirit. The only voice you should hear on a regular daily basis is God telling you He loves you. He's proud of you. You're doing a good job. He's cheering you on. The only voice you should hear is from God, of course, being echoed by the Holy Spirit within your spirit and in your mind, letting you know that you're on the right track. You're doing well in life. Stay the course. Stay in the race. Don't quit now. Don't get discouraged now. And never mind that stuff that you hear that's contrary to God. Somebody say, never mind. Never mind. Never mind the fear in your mind. Never mind the worry in your mind. Never mind the dark picture that may try to come into your mind. You got to never mind that stuff. You have to take a stand. You go to the wilderness on your own volition, or there again, you're going to be taken there on a regular basis by your own seduction. So when you go there on your own volition, saying, you know what, I'm going to meet this thing head on. We're going to have this occurrence, so I don't have continual occurrences. So when Jesus went into the wilderness and He defeated those demonic spirits, Satan himself, because you notice what happens. Satan comes to him and starts messing with his mind. Well, if you are the Son of God, ain't no if about it. See, that's exactly how Satan starts messing with us. He comes into our mind. He can't get into your spirit. He can't. Now, he can affect your soul, but he has to go to your mind to affect your soul even. He can try to afflict us bodily in certain ways, but first and foremost, he knows that if I can begin to break down their mind, if I can begin to little by little, just begin to put some doubt in their mind. He's coming to the Son of the living God saying, if thou be the Son of God. I don't know about you, but I always had these visual pictures of how Jesus looked, and I tell you, he didn't look like this. You know those portraits ever since you were a child? He's always like this. And always pasty looking. You ever notice that? He had a tan. They didn't have sunscreen then. Plus, he's Jewish. He had this dark olive complexion. He was a man's man. Broad shoulders. Josephus said he stood approximately a little over 6 feet tall. Broad shoulders. Large arms. Large hands even. He was a manly man. He was a man's man. Ain't no wimp stuff about it. Ain't no gender guessing about it. Ain't none of this garbage. He was all man and all God wrapped up into one being, and his name is Jesus. And he is and forever the Son of the living God. So out in the Eremos, out in the wilderness, the satyrs are dancing around the devil and dancing around Jesus, and Satan comes to Jesus and says, if you're the Son of God. He's always going to challenge your mind. Because if you give him place in your mind, you're going to give him a foothold in your soul and eventually your spirit. It all starts in the mind. See, there are so many other reasons. Oh, no, we can't. Let me stay focused. You'll be here next week, right? Yeah, good. So look at this. We get into 2 Corinthians chapter 10, and Paul's talking about this very issue. And he picks up by saying, in verse 3, saying, listen, you guys need to understand this. Though we live in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. Yes, though it's our flesh that we're perceiving, that we're seeing things, we're dealing with things, absolutely, this external issue of what we call our body. But that's not the real source of how we deal with stuff in life. In verse 4, as you well know, it says, for the weapons of our warfare, they're not carnal, meaning they're not of fleshly origin. I know you know this, but we really need to look at this in a little different light. So the weapons of our warfare. Somebody say, I have weapons and I can war with them. That wasn't too bad. We're going to try it again. I have weapons and I can war with them. Now tell a few people around you, I am a mighty warrior. I am a mighty warrior. I am a mighty warrior. Tell them you are Jon Snow right now. But anyway, some of you got the reference there. Oh yeah, for what it's worth, the Satyrs, they live north of the wall. But anyway, so we'll have to edit those things out. But anyway, that's for you GOT fans. But anyway, so you begin to discover that you have weapons to war with. God has equipped you with everything you need. When Peter, he pretty much sums it up. You know, he knows he's dying real soon. So, man, he is so in tune with the Holy Spirit. So every word has to count here. Okay, yes. That God has given you all things that pertain to life and godliness. Peter said, okay, that'll stay with them. I can go to my grave now. Just with that one alone, I left with them. That God has given us all things that pertain to life and godliness. And one of those things we're focused on right now, God has given you an armament. He's given you weapons to war by. You are a warrior. So I don't like fighting. Well, you better learn to like it. Because there again, you have to go into the wilderness of your mind to get the mind of Christ to begin with. You're going to have to go to those dark places that you're afraid of even, and to defeat the enemy and to come out with the love of God, the faith of God, the hope of God, the peace of God that passes all understanding all the days of your life. Because I will promise you this, when you go into the wilderness of your mind on your own volition, the things you will face in the future will roll off of your back. You will say, this ain't nothing. I've been to the wilderness and I defeated the enemy on his own territory. That stuff can't get to me anymore.
For more information about our teaching resources, visit our website at ciclive.com.